Well, saying that a particular race is the toughest in the world is always going to cause arguments amongst runners, but what is certain is that the Marathon des Sables is among the hardest. The fourth stage of the event saw competitors running non-stop for 76 kilometres through the Sahara Desert in Morocco. Paul Rees reports.
More than 100 kilometres of desert stretches in front of these runners, adding to the hours and days of sand already behind them. This is the Marathon des Sables. 230 kilometres in 6 days in the searing heat of the Moroccan desert, with more than 1,000 runners carrying their own food and sleeping bags on their backs. Wednesday and Thursday's fourth stage is the toughest, and nearly 2 marathons in distance. Before stage 4, they'd already run 106 kilometres in 3 days, up and down dunes, collecting blisters and injuries along the way. Now it was 76 kilometres non-stop in a maximum of 34 hours, with many running through the night. That at least would provide relief from the sun. Daytime temperature can hit 50 degrees Celsius. That's why organisers stocked up on 120,000 litres of water for the 6 stages. They've also got 6.5 kilometres of sticking plaster. Well, despite the hardships, the event attracts everyone from total novices to the pros. This year, the oldest runner, 76 years of age. The end of the stage would bring a chance for some rest for the runners when they finally crawled into their tents, before stage 5 and another 42 kilometres of sand. Paul Rees, Al Jazeera.
Well, joining us now from the desert town of Merzouga, hope I'm pronouncing that right, in Morocco, is one of those brave runners. Joanna Meek is a British athlete working as a physio when not running marathons. Joanna, I hope you can hear us okay. You've just come through what is effectively a double marathon in, I think, just under 10 hours. Give us an idea as to just how tough that was.
It was. It started off okay, except that we had to start at later on. The first 50 runners started at midday or just under. So we started off in the searing heat. So the aim was just to keep the pace, steady, and then hopefully as the day cools on to pick it up. But it was quite relentless. There was no breeze, and you don't do much talking, and all you can think about is the heat.
How have you prepared for this race? I know you come from Tavistock, which is renowned for being a fairly wet area of the UK. So how do you prepare for a race like this?
I'm just a marathon runner, so I've just done normal marathon training with a few extra long runs. Unfortunately, we've had a really cold winter, so I've been training in -2. Which doesn't really help for this. However, there's a local college where I live in Devon called Marjon, the College of St Mark and St John. They've been absolutely brilliant, and they've got a heat chamber there. So I managed to get in and run in the heat chamber and under one of the professors there. So that helped, I think.
And physically, what sort of shape are you in at the moment? How sort of tough has it been? Any injuries you've picked up over the last 4 or 5 days?
No, I've been pretty lucky. Just blisters. You get sand that goes down your gaiters and they rub, so you get blisters from that as well on your skin. Bit of sunburn, but on the whole, touch wood, it's been okay. I've been pretty lucky compared to some of the people I've seen come in.
And you are second in the overall standings for the women going into Friday's final ranking race. Have you got a chance of overhauling the leader?
I don't know, an hour. She's an hour ahead of me, just a bit more. I think that's pretty ambitious, unless something happens to her. But I'm really happy to be where I am.
All right, well, fantastic stuff, Joanna. All the best for the race on Friday. An amazing achievement so far.
I'm sorry, Andy, sorry to butt in. It's David here sitting next to Andy. I mean, you talk about the blisters, you talk about the heat, the burn, the sweat, everything like that. Is it still fun?
No, I'm not really sure it is, to be honest. It's more of a challenge. I wouldn't actually say I'm going out there and enjoying it. It's just the challenge is there, so it has to be done. But maybe when I get home and look back, and then it might be fun. Well,
when you're sitting in Tavistock, and I know what the weather's like there, those rain clouds haven't seen high ground since they left Boston, and it's absolutely pouring down in Tavi, Joanna. Think of those wonderful days when, you're just taking a little shuffle, a stroll in the sun out in the Sahara. Thank you. Thanks very much for joining us. Joanna Meek, good luck.